Colts fans, what up, yo? Skinny Boy Colts here with another video on the Indianapolis Colts. Chatter. So much chatter going on around the NFL right now. Well, not necessarily the NFL. So much chatter going on around the Colts fan base right now. You know what I'm saying? The morale, the vision. Should we fire Frank Reich? Was Carson Wentz a mistake? Should we sit Matt Ryan? So much to unpack, so little time to unpack it. We're going to try to unpack all that right here. Yo, but before we do that, do your boy a favor. Hit that like button if you like the videos. If you think these videos are good enough to share with somebody else, share it. They might like it and want to share with somebody else too. And if they liking it and sharing it, and you liking it and sharing it, and leaving your thoughts in your comments, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so that you can be notified every time the Skinny Boy Coach drop a video. Yo, you can follow me on Facebook too at SKINNIBOI Coach. Skinny Boy Coach. You can be a friend there. You can subscribe to the channel here. You can join over there in the minute-to-minute up-to-date content on the games following the Indianapolis Colts and Notre Dame. If you want to help the channel grow in production, you can do that as well at SKINNIBOI1. That's Skinny Boy 1. Yo, with that all said, let's get into this with this little time that we have real quick. So, like I said, you know what I'm saying? The chatter right now around the Colts fan base is that there's a division, you know what I'm saying? The morale of the team is low. They don't want to play for the coach no more. Should we fire him? Should we sit Matt Ryan? You know. Well, first, let me answer the first question. Yes, I do believe that the team quit on Frank Reich. And a lot of people are crediting the quitting of the team and the division of the team to the Raiders game of last season. They believe that that's where it started at. And in my opinion, I think it goes back a little further than that. I think it goes to week 13. I think it goes to week 13, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who at the time was the defending champions. That's where I think the division for this team, if there was a division, came into play. Let's break that down. Leading up to week 13, you can't have a future without a past. You know what I'm saying? I got to throw that in there, you know what I'm saying, because that's one of my favorite sayings. You can't have a future without the past. So, week 13. What led to week 13? Well, let's go back into the past of last season. And here's what I thought, and here's what I was seeing, in my personal opinion, about the team. When Phillip Rivers retired, Phillip Rivers left us in good standings. He left us an 11-5 team, a playoff appearing team. Yeah, we were a wild card, but we made it to the playoffs, and we lost that playoff game by 3 points. That's how good we were. And the chatter was that we were one piece away from contending, and that was the quarterback. So we signed Carson Wentz. Made things even worse, Anthony Costanzo retires. 32-year-old injured player. You know what I'm saying? Great player, 10 years in the league, and he was a coach through and through. And he retires. I think some of the division started to creep up, and that the team felt like Chris Ballard as well could not get them the pieces that they needed to further continue the win streak from last season of which Phillip Rivers left us in, which was an 11-5 team, a playoff team. Instead, we signed Carson Wentz. Skeptical, a lot of us was. But I don't think that, you know what I'm saying, that's what divided the team. You didn't let him, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Costanzo retired. And real quick, a side note, when you go back and you look at the media videos of Chris Ballard, you know what I'm saying? He always said about how he wanted his young players, he wanted to get young players and let them go out there and progress and build chemistry and stuff like that with this team so that they could be the future of the Colts. And with that being said, if that's what you wanted and that's what you were going to do, you went and signed a 28-year-old quarterback, 120 plus $1 million. The problem I had with that was, and I think that some of the players even had a problem with it, was that Anthony Costanzo retired. He was 32, and you know what I'm saying, he was an injured player. And you replaced him with a 32-year-old injured player. I don't think that that was a move for the franchise. I think that was a friend move, a move for you. You brought in this 32-year-old injured Eric Fisher to protect your 120 million plus dollar asset. I think that was a bad move. That was a horrible move. The guy didn't even get to train. He didn't even get to get in preseason, and let alone he's not even here with the team now. That was a friend move, not a franchise move, not a business move. That was bad on your part. I believe that the team started to say that, you know, these two are not the ones for us. Fast forward from that, you go to week 1, the Seattle Seahawks, and we lost. We let Russell Wilson put 4 touchdowns on us in that game. Then you go to week 2, the Los Angeles Rams. We let the Rams, no one at that time knew that the Rams were going to be Super Bowl champions. No one could have projected that they would win the Super Bowl. We didn't, because they picked up Matthew Stafford. Like, Matt Stafford came from the Detroit Lions. The closest that the Lions got to the Super Bowl was Eminem. So there was no way in hell we could have thought that the Rams were was going to win the Super Bowl. There was just no way on God's green earth. But we let the Rams beat us. Then we let the Titans beat us in week 3. So you got 2 home games that you lose. One to the Seahawks and one to the Rams. One to the Seahawks, okay. You know what I'm saying? The Seahawks was coming off a playoff season the season before. So was the Rams. But the Titans, we let the Titans, not only did we let the Titans beat us, we let the Titans sweep us last season. Like, we let the Tennessee Titans sweep us last season. And then not only did that happen, so we lose to them, the Seahawks, we lose to the Rams, then we lose to the Titans. 3 top-tier teams in the NFL coming off hellified playoff seasons. 3 of them. The Seahawks, the Rams, then the Titans. Week 4, we play what this season now, but last season, which was a mediocre team, the Miami Dolphins. Frank Reich dominated the play calling. We won that game. Then what happens? We turn right around and lose to another top tier team, the Baltimore Ravens. We lost that game. We were dominating that game, and we lost it. Not going to divvy into that and dwell into that, because that is bottom line, we lost it. So you lose to the Seahawks. You lose to the Rams. You lose to the Titans. You beat a mediocre team in the Dolphins, and then you turn right around and you lose to another dominating team, the Ravens. So when you beat those teams, and I'm going to look at this real quick because I need to get my thoughts right, because I'm freestyling this. We lost that team, you know what I'm saying, to the Ravens. And you could see another mediocre team coming up, the Texans. Blew them out, 31-3. So in the first, Seahawks, Rams, Titans, Dolphins, Ravens, Texans. The first 6 games of last season, you only won 2. Going into week 7, you were, yeah, 2-4. Flip the season over, Phillip Rivers, you're 4-2. You flip that season over, you're with Brissett, you're 3-3. Now here we are, 2-4. Coming off a playoff season, and we're 2-4 going into week 7. So, with that being said, you lose. You knock off the Texans, and then of course we go play a middle of the pack team in bad weather. Colts is good at playing middle of the pack teams in bad weather. Just hand the ball off to Taylor, and he's going to do his thing. We beat the 49ers. That's a middle of the pack team. Like, seriously. When was the last time the 49ers been to the Super Bowl? Leave your thoughts in your comments below on that. You tell me. So you beat the 49ers, and then you turn right around and you lose to the Titans. You realize the Titans swept us? They swept us last season. Literally. They swept us. I had to, because like I said, I'm freestyling this. I didn't, and I don't want to lose my train of thought because I only got so much time. So we lose to the Titans. Dominate the Jets. Another mediocre team. You see where I'm going with this? Elite teams, the Seahawks, the Rams, even the Titans last season was an elite team because they finished number 1 in the entire AFC of the season. Even though that they didn't do nothing in the playoffs, you still got to give them credit. They were what? 13-3 last season? 12. I mean, they were the number 1 team. I do believe everything had to go through Tennessee last season. That's how good they were. They're not elite. Not. They're not a Super Bowl contending team. Not. But they are a dominating regular season team. Dominating. They're double digits and winning. And they swept us. We lose to the Titans. Dominate the Jets. Beat the Jags at home. Mediocre teams. Mediocre teams. Then we face an elite team. But it goes back to what I was just saying. Bad weather. And for some odd reason, the Colts is dominating in bad weather because we got the best running back in the entire league. And all Carson Wentz had to do was just hand it off to him, and he did his thing. He rushed for 4. He threw the ball 127 yards in that game. We beat the Bills 44-15. I mean, we were all on the high horse. Here it comes. The one game that could have signified that we were contenders and that we could beat the best of the best, and I mean the best of the best. We were staring them down face to face. Finally, week 13 comes, and here it is, the defending world champions, and we lost. I believe that that's what did it. We lost all those games leading up to that game. Yeah, we won, like I said, some middle of the pack teams. The only middle of the pack team that was in there was the 49ers. I did another video prior to this, and I had the 49ers listed as one of the last 5 teams when they wasn't. And there was a reason why I had to redo this, because you won those 2 games. You lost to the Seahawks, you lost to the Rams, you lose to the Titans twice, you lost to the Ravens. You beat one middle of the pack team, which was the Bills, because even last season, they were a middle of the pack team. And the 49ers, they were a middle of the pack team. But those teams that can compete for Super Bowls, you know, the Tampa Bay game is just what did it. When you lose that game, I think that the team said right there, this coach cannot coach us to a championship and win. It showed. Did you see how they played against the Texans the week after that? They went down there and shut the Texans out, and then they just walked off the field. There wasn't even a celebration. They weren't even happy. They weren't even, I mean, you just shut out the Texans. Yeah, it was the Texans, but you just got a shutout. Like nobody shut out anybody last season. They had some blowouts, but you got a shutout. And it was like the team wasn't even happy. Like it didn't matter to them. Because those last 5 games of last season, the only game that the Colts was projected to have a hard time with was the Patriots. Everything else was supposed to have been a cakewalk. There was nothing else hard for us after Tampa Bay. Nothing. I mean, every game is hard in the NFL. And every game is a toss up. But we're talking about a team who should have won week 1 against the Seahawks. We're talking about a team who should have won week 2 against the Rams. We're talking about a team who should have won week 3 against the Titans and kept winning when it came to week 4 against the Dolphins, and then week 5 against the Ravens. Do you realize that last season signified that we lost 2 seasons in a row to the Ravens? You talk about we can't go down to Jacksonville and win. Hell, we can't even go to Pittsburgh and win. If there is a division between the team and the coach, I think that that's where it started at, was the Tampa Bay game. The morale. Do I believe that the morale of the team is low? Yes. I do believe that the morale of this team is low. I don't think that they have the energy. I don't think that they want to do this anymore. I don't think that not that they don't want to do this anymore. Let me rephrase that. I think the morale of the team is low, and I don't think that they want to do this anymore for this regime, meaning Chris Ballard and Frank Reich. You went and got Matt Ryan. I think that this team felt like that was a low blow to them. You didn't get anything to help Michael Pittman Jr. on the other side, and it showed Sunday. You paid Quentin Nelson. You paid Quentin Nelson, quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback, prime money. That is just crazy to me. I said this in the video before. I honestly, truly believe that Chris Ballard and Frank Reich has made the Indianapolis Colts a laughing stock of the NFL. You didn't take anything serious. I mean, you just blew money. I mean, Darius Leonard got paid, and as soon as he gets paid, now all of a sudden he's got all these injuries. I just This team don't want to play for Matt Ryan. 2 weeks in a row, this man's been sacked 7 times. Do you know, Philip? We didn't let Carson Wentz didn't get. I mean, it took like what 8 weeks. It was week 8 before Carson Wentz got his 8th sack of the season. It was week 8 before Carson Wentz got his 8th sack of the season. We're only 2 weeks into this season, and Matt Ryan's been sacked 7 times. 7 times already. Week 2, just 2 weeks. 7. When have you ever known the Colts to give up that many sacks? In the first 2 weeks of the game? We got 1 touchdown in 2 weeks. Passing. I think that the morale is very low because this team just they truly, and I do too. Matt Ryan is not going to take us anywhere but down. That's my opinion. Hey, he could turn this thing around. It's only week 2. I don't know. But the morale of this team, that's on the horizon, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. That's our home opener. Yo, that's my time. I'm not gonna keep going on and on and on and on and on because I can. I mean I can go on and on and on. But yo, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's my time. Yo, if you like these videos, you know what I'm saying? Back up. That is my time. But I want you to leave your thoughts and your opinions and your comments below on what you thought, on what you think. Do you think that there is a division in the team? Do you think that the morale is low? Do I personally think it's time to let Frank Reich go? I'm going to go ahead and go on the record and say yes, because 6 years ago when we hired him and I saw the tweet, I said, we settled. And since we settled, we're going to get settled BS. And that's exactly what we've been getting. Just this settled BS. We didn't want him. He wasn't our first 2 picks as a head coach. We settled for him. And this is what you get when you settle. Do I think we should sit Matt Ryan? I don't even think we should have picked him up. I don't. I don't even know why. What the hell Chris Ballard was thinking. Why? Why disrespect this franchise like that? Leave your thoughts. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. Let's have a Q&A on this. I'm going to come back and check on it. That's my time. Hit that like. Hit that share. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so that you can be notified that every time Skinny Boy Coach drop a video. And with that being said, peace and go Colts.